Hello. Today we're revisiting a concept from Bassai, which is the two middle blocks. We've done it before against several different attacks. That's one, two, that's two and two, that's three and three. The gap closing depends on where you're at, what the tool is coming, how you choose to respond. So it's kind of malleable based on your preferences and your needs. So in fact, this tool really is not really just a pure pass. I think it should be something which you have able to, or at least you're able to apply based on whatever tactic is coming your way. Today, we're going to throw this hand up. We're going to focus on using the second mid block as a strike to the jaw, and then peel back, attempted takedown, which is going to fail. Go ahead and make it fail. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And you know what? I didn't even organize that with Josh. The main thing is nobody wants to be pushed. If you get pushed, you're going to be pushed back. So I plow into Josh, and exactly. So that's what's going to happen. I am going to reach a stalemate. Only sometimes when he's occupied, yeah, then obviously then I take him and I strip the head back. You're out of frame. So it's very possible that he's going to fight back against this kind of airy-fairy technique in front of his face. If I was coming from behind and I slam here, yeah, sure, I have a better leverage, I have a better grip. So what we're going to do is we're going to switch a little bit from using that pure technique, and we're using a tactic from later on in Bassai. One thing that we've been working on is this strip down and then a take down from the legs. So we're using this as a way to throw a person, grabbing you from the front and then getting to the leg. So when we actually do a kind of a leg pickup or a takedown from the front, we can do the takedown from the front or switch from the side or back. So this is one thing that I want to actually work on today, is that if I was trained in one pattern and I've got the skills to be able to do it, that pattern is not going to sequentially dictate what skills I should be able to use when and where. I'm just going to be able to use it. I know one or two takedowns, I'm going to use it, right? So I come in here, so I waded into Josh, then he fights. He continues to fight. However, I am not going to take him down backwards, keep on fighting. Exactly. I'm going to switch this way. Sorry about that. Usually what we do is, if we can't go one way, we go the other way or perpendicularly. We cease to keep on fighting directly against the opponent. I mean, we're hard stylists, we're not stupid stylists. The hard style is blitzing of answers or solutions. If he was fighting against me, why should I keep on fighting backwards to do a technique that's obviously not going to work that well? So where that technique is going to stop, I have to flow. Exactly, I flow again. And then instead of fighting backwards, I fight sideways. Whoa. Meaning that he's coming forward and I'm not pushing him backwards anymore. I'm allowing the forward motion to go, and then I'm going to tilt him off to that side. And there's no more resistance. Yeah, there's no more resistance because really the fight is forward. And it's like Ikkyo, when you get straight on, the fight is forward, but off to the side there's no more fight because it's hard to actually quickly be aware of where the switch is occurring and how to then respond to that mid technique, right? So however you want to do this, right? You've done this block. Excellent. You've done that, and and I still go backwards, but then I flip. That way. It's very, very important that eventually the Bunkai or the application needs to cater for what he is going to do. So yeah, exactly. So this fighting back makes my technique real, because it's only a tactic that it then gives you an opportunity to talk about the skills that's required. Right, so I come in, this thing is going to be blocked, I strip that down, I knock him, and I then progress to the next opportunity. The next opportunity here, I'm not just holding on to his leg, I'm pressing down through his hip. So he thinks that I'm still working backwards, and then what I do is I pick him up, and I throw him over to the back. It's bizarre. It's weird. It's really strange. It's taken me 35 years to get to this point. In that hard style is not a belligerent use of force against the opponent. Hard style is a solution, or is a recipe of sorts, of how to get the opponent to where you want him to be. And because it's a dynamic opponent, you need to be able to have more than one plan. I'm not saying you need to have 100 plans, but in every one or two situations that you find yourself in, you need to have one or two plans for that situation, and then you can play with that a little bit. So within those parameters, you have some way to actually explore how to beat him at the point. Do you have any observations you want to share with him? You want to talk about how you actually felt?
It was quite interesting because I was working against a direct force, and then the moment I changed it, it just felt like I was floating, and I needed to catch up with my brain. Even though he was talking about what's happening, I needed to catch up somehow, because my body was going along and my brain just couldn't comprehend, because I was working against the force and it didn't dissipate how I expected it to.
It's strange. From my point of view is that I still recognize that he's fighting, but because I'm making the switch, the force is still going where I want it to go, but it's no longer the predominant force. Then basically my core takes over, and then I flick the opponent over 90 degrees to the other way.
You're utilizing the opponent for structures to put themselves in the right position for the next move. So if they were not pushing forward, then you wouldn't have that, and you wouldn't want to waste time dragging them.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, let's do it.